All right, so you're getting ready for that big Tourist Information Center manager interview.
Hey.
Exciting stuff. We're diving deep today into everything you need to know to absolutely nail this thing.
Yeah, we're going to help you tackle those tough interview questions, uncover some insider career tips, and we'll even explore how RoleCatcher's AI can be your secret weapon.
Ready to unlock the world of tourism. Let's go.
Okay, let's start by painting a picture of what this role really entails. It's about so much more than just handing out maps and brochures. You'll be a leader, a problem solver, a trend spotter, and a passionate advocate for your region, all rolled into one.
Okay, so the ultimate insider, the go-to person for creating those amazing travel experiences. But let's get specific. What does a Tourist Information Center manager actually do day to day?
Okay, so imagine you're leading a team that's dedicated to making sure every visitor has an unforgettable experience. You're curating information on local attractions, events, transportation, accommodation, you name it. But here's where it gets really interesting. You're also analyzing visitor data, kind of like a detective, spotting trends, and using those insights to continuously improve services. And on top of that, you're acting as a cultural ambassador, shaping perceptions of the area and showcasing the best it has to offer.
Well, that's a lot of responsibility. It
Yeah.
sounds like a dynamic role with a real impact on how people experience a destination. Now, before we jump into the interview prep, I see some alternative job titles listed here. Tour operator manager, hospitality entertainment manager, tourist guide. Why is it important to be aware of these variations?
It's all about understanding the nuances, While these roles share similarities, recognizing those subtle differences can give you a clearer picture of the specific focus and responsibilities of each position. This can be especially helpful when tailoring your resume and cover letter to specific job postings.
Yeah, that makes sense. Knowing the lingo can definitely give you an edge. Now let's dive into the heart of this deep dive, the interview itself. And we've got a secret weapon in our corner, RoleCatcher's AI.
It's an incredible tool. It can really elevate your preparation. Think of it as your personalized interview coach. RoleCatcher's AI digs into job descriptions, pinpointing the specific skills and experiences that employers are looking for. Then, it provides tailored feedback on your answers, helping you refine your approach and present yourself as the ideal candidate.
Okay, that sounds incredibly useful. So it's not just generic advice, it's specifically tailored to the role you're applying for. I love that. Let's put it to the test. We got 10 sample interview questions here. We're going to break down each one, revealing what interviewers are really looking for and how to craft answers that impress.
Sounds like a plan. Let's get started.
Okay, first question is a classic. Can you tell us about your experience managing a tourist information center? Seems straightforward. But what are interviewers really hoping to hear?
They're looking beyond your resume, wanting to understand how your past experiences directly relate to this specific role. It's about showcasing your leadership style, your problem-solving abilities, and your ability to create a positive and productive work environment.
So don't just rattle off a list of previous responsibilities. How can we make those experiences come alive and truly resonate with interviewers?
Think about specific anecdotes that demonstrate your skills in action. Share a story about a time you successfully managed a challenging situation, motivated your team to achieve a goal, or implemented a new initiative that improved the visitor experience. It's all about showing, not telling.
Right. Instead of just saying, I managed a team, you're saying, here's how I managed a team, and here's the positive impact it had. No, that's what I call bringing your experience to life.
Yeah.
What's a major pitfall to avoid with this question?
Vague responses. Don't just say you managed a team. Dive into the specifics. How large was the team? What were their roles? What challenges did you face? And how did you overcome them? The more detail you provide, the more memorable your answer will be.
Right. Paint a vivid picture for them to help you really dig into your experience. Here's a follow-up question to consider. Think back to a time when your team faced a particularly difficult situation at the information center. How did you lead them through it?
That's a great way to showcase your ability to think on your feet, make tough decisions, and maintain a positive attitude even under pressure.
Okay, on to question number 2. How do you stay up to date on tourism trends and local attractions? Why is this so crucial for interviewers?
The tourism industry is constantly changing. New trends emerge, technology evolves, and visitor expectations shift. Interviewers want to see that you're passionate about staying ahead of the curve and constantly expanding your knowledge.
So it's not enough to just know the basics. You need to demonstrate that you're a lifelong learner, always curious about what's new and exciting in the world of tourism. How can we best showcase that on our answer?
Share your go-to resources, whether it's industry publications, online forums, podcasts, networking events, or even exploring new attractions yourself. Be specific. Mention a recent trend you've been following, a new technology that's caught your eye, or an innovative approach to tourism that you find inspiring.
I love that. It's about showcasing your genuine enthusiasm and demonstrating that you're actively engaged with the industry. What would be a red flag for interviewers with this type of question?
Apathy. Saying you don't actively seek out new information is a major turnoff. It suggests a lack of passion and a willingness to settle for the status quo. Interviewers want someone who's driven to constantly learn and improve.
So true. To get those gears turning, here's a question for you. What's a recent tourism trend that's caught your eye, and how do you see it impacting visitor experiences?
That's a fantastic way to connect your knowledge to real-world implications and demonstrate that you're not just absorbing information, you're thinking critically about its impact on the industry.
All right, let's tackle question number 3. How do you handle difficult customer situations? This one feels pretty important in a role where you're interacting with diverse visitors all day long.
Absolutely. Dealing with challenging customers is inevitable in this role. Interviewers want to see that you can remain calm, professional, and solution-oriented, even when faced with a frustrated or demanding visitor.
So it's not just about diffusing the situation, it's about finding a resolution that satisfies the visitor, while upholding the center's policies and procedures. What's the best way to showcase our ability to do that?
Provide a specific example of a time when you successfully navigated a tricky customer interaction. Describe the situation, the challenges you faced, the steps you took to resolve the issue, and the positive outcome you achieved.
And I imagine it's helpful to emphasize your active listening skills, your empathy, and your ability to communicate effectively, even under pressure.
Exactly. It's all about demonstrating those essential interpersonal skills that allow you to build rapport, de-escalate conflict, and create a positive experience, even in challenging situations.
What's a big don't when answering this question? What should we absolutely avoid saying?
Never admit to becoming defensive or argumentative. Your goal is to find a resolution that works for everyone involved, and that requires a calm and empathetic approach.
Right. It's about being the voice of reason and finding that common ground. To help you prepare for this one, think about a time when a visitor had a truly unique need. How did you go above and beyond to help them?
Sharing those above and beyond moments really highlights your dedication to exceptional customer service and your willingness to go the extra mile.
Moving on to question 4. How do you measure the success of the Tourist Information Center? This one feels a bit more strategic.
It is. This question delves into your analytical thinking and your ability to assess performance based on tangible data. Interviewers want to see that you understand the key metrics that drive success in a tourist information center and that you can use those metrics to inform your decision-making.
So it's not just about gut feelings or anecdotal evidence. It's about taking a data-driven approach to measure progress and identify areas for improvement. What are some key metrics that we should mention when answering this question?
Think about visitor numbers, of course, but also delve deeper. Consider things like customer satisfaction ratings, website traffic, social media engagement, the economic impact of tourism on the local community, and the effectiveness of marketing campaigns.
So it's about painting a holistic picture of how you track performance and use data to drive positive outcomes for the center and the community it serves. What's a pitfall to avoid when answering this question?
Don't say you don't measure success or that you rely solely on anecdotal evidence. That suggests a lack of strategic thinking and a reluctance to embrace data-driven decision-making.
Right. It's all about showcasing that you're a data-savvy manager who understands the importance of tracking progress and making informed decisions. To really nail this question, consider this. What's a key metric you've used in the past to evaluate performance, and what changes did you implement based on that data?
That's a great way to demonstrate that you not only collect data, but also analyze it, draw meaningful conclusions, and take action to improve performance.
Now let's talk about question 5. Can you give an example of a successful marketing campaign you have implemented?
This question dives into your creativity, your understanding of target audiences, and your ability to develop and execute effective marketing strategies that drive results. Choose a campaign that showcases your skills and highlights your ability to achieve measurable outcomes.
So we're highlighting our marketing prowess and demonstrating that we can think strategically about reaching potential visitors and promoting the destination. What should our approach be when answering this question?
Be specific. Describe the goals of the campaign, your target audience, the strategies you employed, whether it was social media marketing, content creation, partnerships with local businesses, or traditional advertising, and the measurable results you achieved.
So paint a clear picture of your marketing expertise and show that you understand how to connect with audiences and achieve tangible results. What should we avoid saying when discussing our marketing experience?
Don't give vague or generic responses. Instead, focus on showcasing your skills and the impact of your work. Use data and specific examples to back up your claims.
Right, it's about demonstrating that you're not just throwing ideas at the wall, you're developing strategic campaigns that achieve measurable outcomes. To help you pinpoint a great example, think about a marketing campaign that exceeded your expectations. What made it so successful?
That's a great way to highlight your ability to develop and execute winning strategies and to learn from your experiences to continuously improve your approach.
Question 6 shifts gears a bit, focusing on teamwork and leadership. How do you motivate and manage a team of staff? What are they trying to uncover with this question?
They're assessing your leadership style, your ability to create a positive and productive work environment, and your approach to staff development and mentorship.
So it's about more than just delegating tasks and giving orders. It's about inspiring your team, empowering them to grow, and creating a sense of shared purpose. What's a good approach to answering this question?
Be authentic. Describe your management style. Are you collaborative, hands-on, or a delegator? And provide specific examples of how you've implemented that style to achieve positive outcomes. Highlight how you set clear expectations, provide constructive feedback, recognize achievements, and foster a culture of open communication and respect.
What are some red flags to avoid when discussing our management style? What would make interviewers hesitant to hire us?
Don't say you have no experience managing staff or that you rely solely on strict rules and discipline to get results. It's all about finding a balance between providing guidance and empowering your team to take ownership of their work.
Right. It's about being a leader, not a dictator. To help you showcase your leadership skills, think about a time when you helped a staff member develop a new skill or overcome a challenge. How did you approach that situation?
That's a great way to demonstrate your commitment to supporting your team's growth and creating a positive and empowering work environment.
Before we move on to the next set of questions, I think it's important to take a step back and think about the bigger picture. Your career trajectory as a tourist information center manager. This role seems like a great stepping stone into the world of tourism, but where can it lead?
It's a great question. There are so many paths you could take.
Yeah, you could specialize in a particular type of tourism, like ecotourism or cultural heritage tourism, or maybe even move into a regional or national tourism management role. What other possibilities come to mind?
You could move into marketing and promotions, focusing on attracting visitors to your region, or you could specialize in event planning, creating those memorable experiences for tourists. Some tourist information center managers even transition into roles with government tourism agencies or nonprofit organizations focused on sustainable tourism development.
Wow, the possibilities really are endless. It's inspiring to see how this role can open doors to so many different areas within the tourism industry. But let's get back to conquering those interview questions. We've got 4 more to tackle.
Sounds good to me. Where were we?
We left off on question number 6, which was all about motivating and managing a team. So let's move on to question 7. How do you ensure the Tourist Information Center is accessible to all visitors?
This question goes beyond physical accessibility, although that's certainly important. It's about demonstrating a genuine commitment to inclusivity and ensuring that all visitors feel welcome and catered to, regardless of their abilities, backgrounds, or needs.
So it's about creating a welcoming and inclusive environment for everyone. What are some specific things we can mention to showcase our dedication to accessibility?
Think about things like providing information in multiple languages, offering audio guides or large print brochures for visitors with visual impairments, ensuring that staff are trained in disability awareness and sensitivity, and offering a range of services that cater to diverse needs.
It sounds like it's about anticipating the needs of a wide range of visitors and taking proactive steps to create an environment where everyone feels comfortable and respected. What's a major pitfall to avoid when answering this question?
Don't treat accessibility as an afterthought or something you'll get to later. Show that you've genuinely considered the needs of all visitors and that creating an inclusive environment is a top priority for you.
Right. It's about embedding accessibility into the very fabric of the Tourist Information Center. To help you brainstorm some specifics, ask yourself, what steps would you take to make sure a visitor with a hearing impairment has a positive experience at your center?
Thinking through those specific scenarios can really help you showcase your commitment to creating a truly welcoming and inclusive environment for all visitors.
Let's move on to question 8. How do you ensure that the Tourist Information Center operates efficiently and within budget? This one seems to be all about financial savvy and operational know-how.
It is. Interviewers want to see that you can balance providing excellent services with being a responsible steward of resources. They're looking for someone who understands the importance of financial planning, cost management, and operational efficiency.
So they want to see that we can make those resources stretch, while still delivering exceptional visitor experiences. How can we best demonstrate our financial and operational skills?
Explain how you approach budgeting. Do you use a zero-based budgeting approach, where you start from scratch each year? Or do you build on previous budgets, making adjustments as needed? Highlight your ability to track spending, identify cost-saving opportunities, negotiate effectively with vendors, and make data-driven decisions about resource allocation.
It sounds like it's all about finding that sweet spot between delivering exceptional services and staying within those financial constraints. What would be a major red flag for interviewers when answering this question?
Don't admit to a lack of experience with budgeting or financial management, even if you haven't directly managed a budget in the past. Highlight your understanding of the principles of financial planning and your willingness to learn and adapt.
Okay, to get those budget-savvy brains working, consider this. If you had to make a difficult decision about cutting costs at the center, how would you approach that process?
That's a great question. That really digs into your problem-solving abilities and your understanding of priorities.
Question number 9 takes us into the realm of organization and time management. How do you prioritize tasks and manage competing priorities? This one feels relevant for pretty much any management role, but especially one where you're juggling so many different responsibilities.
Absolutely. In a fast-paced environment like a tourist information center, effective time management and prioritization skills are essential. Interviewers want to see that you can handle the pressure, stay organized, and keep everything moving smoothly, even when multiple demands are coming at you from all directions.
So it's about showcasing that we can be that calm in the eye of the storm, keeping everything organized and on track. How can we best demonstrate our ability to do that?
Explain your system for prioritization. Do you use the Eisenhower matrix, where you categorize tasks by urgency and importance? Or do you have another method that works for you? Share the tools you use to stay organized, whether it's a simple to-do list, a digital calendar, project management software, or a combination of approaches.
And I imagine it's crucial to highlight our ability to communicate effectively with our team, delegate tasks when appropriate, and set realistic deadlines.
You got it. Being a strong communicator is essential for any manager, but it's especially important in a role where you're constantly juggling tasks and responding to unexpected challenges.
What's a common pitfall to avoid when answering this question? What would make interviewers doubt our ability to handle the pressure?
Don't admit to being chronically disorganized or easily overwhelmed. Instead, project a sense of calm and control, even when describing a challenging situation. Focus on the strategies you use to stay organized and the positive outcomes you've achieved through effective time management.
So it's about showcasing our ability to stay cool, calm, and collected, even in the midst of a whirlwind of activity. To help you prep for this one, think about a time when you had multiple projects landing on your desk at once. How did you manage your time to ensure everything got done?
Sharing those real-world examples can really paint a vivid picture for interviewers and demonstrate your ability to handle the demands of a fast-paced environment.
All right, the final question in this set focuses on a crucial aspect of any management role. How do you handle confidential or sensitive information?
This question is all about demonstrating trustworthiness, discretion, and an understanding of data security best practices. Interviewers want to see that you can be trusted with sensitive information, and that you'll take appropriate steps to protect the privacy of visitors and staff.
So it's about building a culture of confidentiality and ensuring that sensitive information is handled with the utmost care and respect. How can we best convey that in our answer?
Explain your approach to data security. Are you familiar with the General Data Protection Regulation, GDPR, and other relevant privacy laws? Do you have experience implementing data security protocols and training staff on best practices? Highlight your understanding of the importance of confidentiality and your commitment to upholding ethical standards.
It sounds like it's about more than just locking up filing cabinets. It's about creating a culture of responsibility and awareness around data security. What would be a major red flag for interviewers when answering this question?
Don't downplay the importance of confidentiality or suggest that you haven't given much thought to data security. In today's world, data breaches and privacy violations are a major concern, and interviewers want to see that you take these issues seriously.
Right. It's about demonstrating that you're a responsible and ethical leader who understands the importance of protecting sensitive information. Okay, one final thought to help you prepare. Imagine a visitor accidentally leaves behind a passport or credit card. How would you ensure that sensitive information is handled securely?
Sharing your protocol for those types of situations demonstrates your preparedness and attention to detail when it comes to handling confidential information.
Phew. We just tackled 10 interview questions,
Yeah.
and you're sounding more and more ready for that interview with every answer. What's next?
It's all about preparation and showcasing those skills and experiences that make you the ideal candidate.
Absolutely. Now, acing the interview is just the beginning. Let's shift gears and think about the bigger picture. Your career trajectory as a tourist information center manager.
Yeah, what kind of impact do you envision yourself having on the tourism industry? Where do you see this role taking you in the future?
It's exciting to think about the possibilities. You could specialize in a particular type of tourism, like ecotourism or cultural heritage tourism, or maybe even move into a regional or national tourism management role. What other paths come to mind?
You could also consider moving into tourism marketing and promotions, focusing on attracting visitors to your region. Or you could specialize in event planning, creating those memorable experiences for tourists. Some tourist information center managers even transition into roles with government tourism agencies or nonprofit organizations focused on sustainable tourism development.
So many options. It's inspiring to see how this role can open doors to so many different areas within the tourism industry.
Oh,
But before we get ahead of ourselves, let's loop back to something we touched on earlier, the practical side of things. What kind of work experience and training is typically required to land a tourist information center manager role?
well, it varies, of course. But most employers are looking for a few years of experience in a tourism-related field. This could be anything from working as a tour guide or travel agent to managing a hotel front desk or even volunteering at a local museum or cultural attraction. The key is to demonstrate that you have a solid understanding of the tourism industry and the skills necessary to provide excellent customer service.
That makes sense. And you mentioned earlier that on-the-job training is also common in this field. What does that typically look like?
It could involve shadowing experienced staff, learning the specific procedures and resources of the center, attending industry workshops or conferences, and even participating in online training programs. Many tourist information centers also have mentorship programs that pair new employees with more experienced colleagues to provide guidance and support.
Those are some great insights. And while we're on the topic of professional development, are there any certifications or qualifications that could give someone an edge in this competitive field?
Absolutely. Certifications like the Certified Travel Counselor, CTC, or Certified Destination Management Executive, CDME, demonstrate a commitment to professional excellence and can give you a leg up in the job market. These certifications often involve completing coursework, passing an exam, and meeting certain experience requirements.
It sounds like the tourism industry really values continuous learning and professional development. And speaking of the bigger picture, I'm curious to hear your perspective on this. What are some of the key trends shaping the future of tourism? And how can someone entering this field position themselves to be a leader and innovator?
That's a great question. The tourism landscape is constantly evolving. Technology is playing a bigger role than ever before, with virtual reality experiences, personalized travel apps, and a growing focus on data-driven decision-making. Sustainability is also becoming increasingly important as travelers seek out eco-friendly destinations and experiences.
It sounds like there's some exciting opportunities on the horizon. For those who are willing to embrace innovation and adapt to these changing trends,
Exactly. And that's what's so fascinating about this field. It's constantly evolving, challenging us to think creatively and find new ways to enhance the visitor experience.
I think we've covered a lot of ground today. We've explored the ins and outs of the Tourist Information Center manager role, tackled those tricky interview questions, uncovered insider career tips, and even delved into the future of tourism.
And if we connect all of this back to the bigger picture, remember that you're not just preparing for an interview. You're stepping into a world where you can truly make a difference in the lives of travelers and shape the future of tourism.
So true. And remember, RoleCatcher is your secret weapon, helping you tailor those answers, get personalized feedback, and boost your interview performance.
And as you step into this exciting field, keep exploring those big questions. How can technology enhance the visitor experience? How can we promote sustainable tourism practices? How can we create truly inclusive and welcoming destinations for all? These are the questions that will drive innovation and shape the future of tourism.
That's a fantastic point. Don't forget to check out the full career guide and interview guide on RoleCatcher for even more in-depth information. A well-prepared candidate is a confident candidate. Good luck with that interview. We're rooting for you.